women, when we stop texting you and we don't text
in
back
2020.
in 2020, it's because we started coughing.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're watching for the very first time, hello, my name is Staecha. I go by Namaste on Instagram, so if you're interested in following me over there on the gram, you can check out my Instagram handle, which will pop up somewhere here on the screen. This is Antonio. He's going to be joining me for my girl chat segment today. Funny story, we have been talking like 30 minutes before this.
Deep talk.
So probably what you're going to be seeing includes clips of us talking before this and after this. He's on.
Don't keep out the personal stuff.
Shut up.
Don't keep out the personal stuff because we got real.
So if you're interested in following him on Instagram, it's Dubcito.
Dubcito.
I'll leave it here. Yeah, so we've been talking about dating and expectations, and apparently my high expectations of men and all of that. If you haven't already, by the way, why am I not saying this? Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like this video and share with a friend and 10 more friends.
Subscribe. Please. Click the button.
And turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I post a video. Yeah, so what were we talking about?
What do you want to talk about?
Dating in Japan. Like just dating in 2020. It's hard.
Is it?
It is.
How many dates have you gone on in 2020?
A lot. I can't count more dates than I've ever been on in a single year.
There's only 52 weeks in a year, and we are at about 2 months out.
Why you gotta be so technical?
We're about 44 weeks in.
I just said that I've been on more dates than I've ever been in my life. That's what I just said.
What is the most dates in 1 week you've ever been on?
Not a lot. Maybe 4? That's not a lot.
That's not a lot, but that's enough to keep you fed for the whole week.
Damn. But yeah.
Have you ever gone on more than one date in one day? Don't lie.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie.
You did a lunch date, and then you went to dinner too. And then they paid. Both of them paid.
They have to.
Damn.
You're paying for this.
That's crazy. Okay.
I'm good company, so you have to pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't I good company?
Next question. I'm just messing with you. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
You're trying to play with me, but okay. It's okay. So yeah, if you're asking me out, I'm not even that girl who is going to pretend to pull from my purse. No, you're paying. If I'm pulling from a purse, I'm actually intending on paying.
Okay.
You know, women do that. They pretend to pull for their purses.
That's the thing?
Oh, you didn't know?
No. And then they reach slow and then they pause.
And then the guy's like, oh, I got it. And you got it.
Slick. Think you slick.
Oh, I thought you knew that. That's what I was talking about. But shh. Don't tell the other
I don't
one.
have a problem paying. I think that's, But I don't subscribe to the gender roles, but I do pay.
Yeah. I'm not pulling from my purse. And I'm not going to sit there looking at you.
Which is interesting because you like...
I have my money. Don't get me wrong.
The gender role thing, like there are things that you expect to be done, and there are things that you don't want to have an expectation to be done.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like double standardish too, right?
But y'all have double standards too.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, we go.
That's not what the conversation is about, right? I don't have double standards. Okay.
I mean, here's the thing, like with cooking, because you cook today. I don't have a problem if we were dating and we were in a relationship. I date night, baby, it's on me tonight.
Okay. So you will cook?
Yeah, I would cook.
And you would do the dishes? Or do you, if you cook, you expect me
If
to do
I'm
the dishes?
treating you, I'll do the dishes. I'll cook and do the dishes. Okay. If we are together and we're going out and, babe, I feel like treating you tonight, so I'll pay. Okay. It's not like I'm going to be all the time like, nigga, where's the wallet? Pay. No.
Okay.
I'm not unreasonable. And even stuff like Valentine's Day, if that's a thing that I value or do with my partner, I do that alternatively. So this year you plan it, next year I plan it, stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm not going to put that all on you because that's a lot every year to think about. How do I
It is. That stresses me the fuck out.
supersede last
Stresses me
year?
out. Stresses
Yeah.
me out.
So for me, I'm like, okay, because I want to challenge myself with the creativity.
That's good.
I want to outdo your ass too. I'm like, this is what I did, what you got. So it's not that if it's dating, pay. If we together, then no problem. I'll cover you.
Yeah. No, and that's no issue for me personally. Like I don't, but that's because money is not my issue. Like so.
So what's your issue?
Well, for
Mm-hmm.
starters, my issue is we can start at the definition of dating because what is dating versus talking.
Mm-hmm. What
Is
is dating versus
is there a
talking?
difference there?
Is there to
Um,
you?
I think so. I mean, just talking, especially these days, you can meet on an app. You can meet just in person one time, but you don't see each other again. So you talking, you probably just texting,
Mm-hmm.
phone calls, whatever.
We
You
just what we
follow each
do,
other.
minus the phone calls.
Yeah, I'm not a big phone call person.
You're not a big texter either.
Okay, all right, relax, relax. I'm not. I am bad. I am bad at keeping in touch. That's the truth, and that actually is a direct connection to dating. Like I am not a traditional person to date. Like I'm probably bad at it. If I catch chemistry, and it's not even just about chemistry and what we have in common, it's about the circumstances that go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, where do we live? Do we live close to each other? Is it convenient to get together and do things, or do you have to plan in advance because you live 2 hours away and stuff like that? And when you do, again, this is just because I am not a planning type person.
Mm-hmm.
As you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very spontaneous. So I might work super late one day, but work early the next day and be like, yo, do you want to, go out and grab dinner tonight?
Mm-hmm.
I like to do that type of thing, but I can't do that when people live far away.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially being overseas and being in the military and being on the app and stuff like that, it is harder to date, and it's harder for me to like submit myself to making plans.
Mm-hmm.
And I even refrain from making plans because I don't want to let a person down. So I don't want to put anything, set in stone and then flake. I hate flakes. So
Yeah.
dating is really hard for me. Like let's make something happen when we can, but if it don't work, it don't work. And for me, that all boils down to just having options.
What you mean?
I mean, you could have multiple people that you can potentially go out on a date with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best case scenario.
I think for women, that's the best thing you can do, because as women, I think, like you said, we become emotionally involved usually way more quickly, way much sooner than a man. And for me, because I know I am extremely emotional,
Mm.
I'm extremely emotional, and once it's you, it's you. So I've had to learn to divide my attention, and why are you drinking on the cup like that?
That was heavy.
That's true. It's true. If it's you, it's only you, and my loyalty belongs to you. So I've had to learn to divide my attention and exercise more discernment
Mm.
when it comes on to who deserves my loyalty and my time.
Has loyalty and emotional connection to you ever resulted in a man feeling like you were clingy?
I've thought about a person I've dated here, and I don't know if I was too clingy because I believe in giving people space.
If you don't know, you was probably too clingy.
I don't think I was.
Where
I
is-
think
what's his Instagram. I'll find out.
I don't know. It's Instagram. Because I'm not a stalker or anything like that.
You don't know your ex's Instagram?
I don't.
Was he
I
your
don't know
boyfriend?
people's. I don't know people's Instagram like
Was
that.
he your boyfriend or were you just dating him? And what's the difference between that?
I mean, he asked me to be his girlfriend.
So he was you. Okay, so y'all was going out. So you got talking, dating, going out.
Yeah. So I think we were a thing. I felt we were a thing. It felt like a thing.
Yeah, you just don't know his Instagram.
I probably could find his Instagram.
You bullshitting right
I
now.
probably could find his Instagram.
Okay, all right.
But like I said, because he wasn't obviously the way you are on Instagram like that, he wasn't really on there like that. So there wasn't a reason to know it because he wasn't posting, he wasn't in that life that much.
Oh.
But I think with him, the problem, I think looking back, was he wasn't ready for me.
Yeah, it was too much of you. You was too much for him.
I think he needed to sort out some things with himself before he was ready for me.
All right, hold on. Pause right there with he wasn't ready for me, or you may have
ready for me.
A you.
Mm-hmm.
Me. He wasn't ready for a you. Just reading between the lines here, and I could be totally wrong.
No,
but
go ahead.
I'm gonna make a general statement that's based off my experiences.
Go ahead, sir.
I could be dating a woman, and honestly, I just consider it talking to, because I don't dating for me is like you go out on dates. Like that's what dating is to me. But once you move into y'all are just kicking it at each other's house, and then sex gets involved. Like now,
it was all of that.
That's a deeper level of dating, I guess. Like y'all really fucking with each other. Men who aren't ready for a woman. When you meet and you start talking or start dating, and even especially when you start having sex, the women tend to take it further, faster than the man.
I did that.
And if you don't clearly communicate that every step of the way, I call it a temp check. Whether that's every week, that's probably too much, but whether that's once a month, depending on how often you hang out, but just getting a temp check of where the relationship is. And it's not saying, what are we? That's the worst temp check that you could ever do. Like, don't ever ask a man, what are we? That's an uncomfortable question. But there's ways to bring up that conversation and say, like, hey, I know we've been kicking it, but, and we set some boundaries. We said we're not going to spend the night at each other's house, or we only going to, do this or do that, or you're not going to expect that I hit you up every day. I don't have, like, those are valuable conversations to have to make sure that you're on the same page every step of the way. But what I found in my past is that no matter how much you do that, even if you, bring something up every few days that you're talking to each other, when the sex, happens, a woman will take it further than what you talked about. And I think that just circles back to being more emotional than men.
Yeah. I didn't do that though. Maybe I did, but I don't think I did. Because here's the thing. When I met him, and this is what I think was the problem, and I probably in hindsight should have taken that as a red flag. When I met him, he was maybe 6 months out of a marriage. And I think when he met me, because we met at a Jamaican party, and at the time,
you were dirty whining?
I was busting it down the dance floor.
Oh, that'll do it.
I was busting it down. But at the time, honestly, when I came to Japan, I didn't expect to date anybody. I think anyone would find me attractive because of everything I had seen before I came here about dating as a black woman in Japan. So when I was here, it was New Year's Eve. It was my first party being in Japan. I was just here to have a good time. I didn't see any dude there. I wasn't looking at anybody. The music was playing. I was drinking. I was just busting it down on the dance floor. I was like, And it was a Jamaican party.
Yeah. He was on, yeah.
So when we started talking, in fact, the first conversation that we had, I didn't know how to talk. And that was weird for me because I was caught completely off guard.
Yeah.
That was how off guard I was.
It's awkward. Sounds awkward.
Yeah. I was like, where are my words? So I don't think when he met me, he expected me to be the way I am. I think he expected, well, she's cute, she dresses well, she's dancing well, maybe a one night stand. I think that's what he intended on. So when he got to know me, he was like, I need to have her, because he was fresh out of a divorce, like I said.
Yeah.
I think he was just looking for something short, something quick, and then maybe he was playing me. Maybe that's a possibility. He was playing me because he realized that I wasn't with the casual shit. So what we doing? Maybe it was that, but I think he was still recovering from that relationship because he was married for maybe 5 years, and he got married really young because he was like 21 when he got married.
Okay.
And he was fresh out of that relationship. So in hindsight, perhaps I shouldn't have pursued or allowed him to coerce me into a relationship because he needed more time to.
Yeah, but it sounds like he didn't see that, nor did you see that. So y'all just kind of dove in together, and
Yeah, we did.
it ended up being what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's natural. That's life. How does that tie into dating in 2020 though? I mean, you dated.
I think I should have taken more time.
You dated and moved fast.
I moved.
Was this in 2020?
Yeah.
Oh, that's this year.
Yeah.
Oh, you just stopped fucking with dude.
It was like in March. It ended in March.
How long was you with him?
It's from January.
To March?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's like the beginning of COVID.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So once he realized that COVID was like, this bitch got a COVID. She got to go. She coughing. You coughed, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
That's what it was. Okay. I would have kicked you to the curb too.
But COVID wasn't that big of a deal because
until you coughed.
Shut up. In December, we weren't wearing masks and stuff like that here.
Yeah, I know.
We didn't start wearing masks really because I went to graduation at my workplace. We weren't wearing masks.
Maybe he left you to protect you.
Because he had COVID?
And that's what dating in 2020 is about.
Wow.
When men leave with no notice and we leave you on red, it's because we started coughing.
Oh, we're going to add the leaving on red part?
Women, when we stop texting you and we don't text back in 2020, it's because we started coughing. And we just don't want to involve you. We don't want to get you scared, so we don't tell you that we're coughing because we don't want you to freak out. But we're coughing. Mm-hmm. It's better off that I just leave her on red. Oh, I'm taking that into 2021. I'll tell you what.
With him, I don't have any bad feelings towards him because I understand when he explained why it couldn't be a thing anymore. And I understood.
Yeah. And then once that was over, you went dating crazy.
That was out here.
You had motherfuckers taking you out left and right, getting all the meals.
Listen, I was booked and busy.
Yeah.
Booked.
You had all the little restaurants you wasn't trying to pay
I was
for.
like, want to go on my list. I want to go there. Like, where do you want to go? I'm like, hold on 1 minute. And I go into my Google.
Steak
like,
and lobster.
Where do I want to go this week?
Wow. I'm just different. Like.
How you different? You just leave women on the red and all that shit.
No, that's not what I mean. I would much rather. I will go out to dinner. I don't ever have a problem paying, but I'm not a serial dater. Mm-hmm. Like I don't set up dates throughout the week. I don't have a calendar or a planner. I'm not trying to coordinate with many women at the same time.
But that was fun for me, and I think I needed to get that out my system.
One difference between men and women is that you can do that and you can really have your entire week of meals paid for because you're an attractive woman and men are going to be in your DMs, they're going to be in your messages. They want to take you out and pay for stuff. Mm-hmm. If I was that man to many women, I'd be broke. It's like I go broke eating out by my damn self every week.
Maybe because you're bougie?
No, I go buy a sandwich for lunch.
Antonio.
No, I'm not bougie. Don't do that.
You bougie.
Don't paint that narrative. I'm not bougie. Stop.
Comment in the description bar below.
Stop.
If you think Antonio is bougie.
I'm selectively bougie.
FYI, he's bougie.
Okay. Look, you got me off my point.
What is your point?
My point is I eat out a lot. It expensive.
But you're
for
attractive, so why wouldn't women want to go with you?
No, that's not what it's about. I'm talking about
Are
for
they
me
willing
to
to
go out
pay?
with different women. Like I can ask, I can shoot my shots, and they won't all go in, but I can send out 20 messages and get 7 dates, and then have a date for every day of the week, perhaps. But every day of the week, I'm not only spending $25 on a meal for me, I'm spending $50 on a meal for two, or 100 if it was somebody like you, because you're gonna get me for steak and lobster.
What?
Like I'm just
Y'all
saying.
making me seem like I'm bougie. I don't like that.
So, I could be $500 to $1,000 at the end of a week. So that's one reason why I avoid it. Honestly, I am a little frugal. I am like
Nothing wrong with
I
that.
save my money and I splurge when I go out of the country.
But
I'd rather take a date. I know this is bad and this ain't really a women's cup of tea, but I will say let's go on a date to Bali. And then I'll splurge out there like I'm rich, because that's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy traveling and saving my money to have a good time when I travel. I'm not rich, but obviously that ain't too realistic to most. But there are women out there who are as spontaneous to be like, let's do it. Like I feel the vibe, let's go. And I've done that before, and I've had great times. And it's been times where it didn't work out with the woman, but it was never bad, really. Like it was never. Just that. Like we would come back and we would continue to talk, or we would not. But that be that.
okay.
Instead of just going up the street.
Why can't me no dudes like that? Take me to Bali. Shit.
You're not
Don't
even
even
about that life.
What mean by I'm not about that life?
You a prude.
I'm not.
Let's not get it twisted. If we go to Bali, we fucking. Period.
I get that.
So you don't ever agree to go somewhere with a dude
And not
if y'all
expect
not having sex. Like
Yeah.
let's not even beat around the bush. The chemistry has to be there. The vibe got to be right, and you already know like this is somebody.
Where's the
that I
dude who
enjoy
don't
kicking
want to
it
have
with.
sex? Where are you? Where are you?
They Japanese. You got them.
Yeah, I just twerk 2 times. I did that. I think with dating for me, the biggest lesson has been, I guess it's going to probably contradict some things that I've said. It's to meet people at their level. Like with you, with the whole texting thing, the old me would have been agitated as hell about the way we communicate. Because I like talking to you, but then I don't want to seem like I'm forcing a conversation with someone who doesn't want to speak. So it's for me, I've learned to pull back. Because even with another dude who has my interest, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to force it. If he says he's busy with work, he's busy with work. I'm not even going to stress it. I'm not even going to complain about it. And I've said to him, like, listen, I'm interested in you, but this is probably not going to go anywhere, and I'm okay with that. So I think I've learned to meet people at their expectations and not to over expect or to put that burden on them, because that's what I want. If you're not giving me what I want, then that's fine. I'm just going to meet you where you're at. So if you leave me unread, then I'll just take it as it is. And when you respond to my stories, or if I have something to say that needs to be said to you, I'll just message you and keep it pushing. Right, Antonio?
I would never leave you on red.
Again.
I needed to be put in my place, and you did that.
Okay.
You did that, and I can take criticism and feedback well. Admit where I'm wrong. I didn't realize how my text messaging etiquette was until you pointed out a clear example of that, and I don't have an excuse. I did that. It didn't seem like it to me, but I can see how it seemed like it to you. And the least I can do is say, hey, I'm not gonna respond right now, I'm busy. And that's a standard response every time. But let me say this though, that even just having that thought to say that, to text that, in my mind at the time, it's like, oh, that might make her angry. She might not like that. And so I worry about the response to that text.
So no response is better than a response.
That's sort of the rationale to like not responding.
I don't know for every woman, but for me, no response is worse than a response that I'm busy.
And that makes total sense, I guess, in my mind, until having this conversation. That's how it made sense to me. But once we talk about it, I totally feel 1,000%, better saying that and then just taking whatever loss that brings. Like if that gives you an attitude, and you kind of just changed my life. Like I'm going to never leave another woman on red, and I am going to 100% of the time say it's probably going to be like a canned statement, like can't respond right now, I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not telling you what I'm doing. I could be on the couch watching Netflix, I could be at the club, whatever it is. But as long as I responded to tell you in the middle of a conversation, I'm not coming back to this conversation right now. Can't respond, I'm busy right now, I'll hit you up later.
Yeah.
Later can mean 1 hour, later can mean tomorrow.
Yeah.
And now...
But that is the respect of acknowledging that received can't respond in the full thought, in the full flesh that you would expect me to, based on the conversation. I don't know what conversations you're having with other women, but when you left me, that conversation that I showed you today, we were having a full-on conversation about something.
Yeah.
And it was a conversation that I initiated. It was a conversation you initiated.
Yeah, okay. I get stop. I'm an asshole for that. I get it. I get that. What you have done for me, the lesson you taught me is that now when I do respond and send that text message back to females, the way they take that, like now I'm gonna judge.
Why? Because
what you're saying is right. Like the way that you would take that response and respect it, like, all right, cool, we good.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who doesn't take that response and respect it, I'm like, nah, this bitch tripping.
No, but everybody isn't just Staecha.
But that's where I'm conflicted. Like
But I'm telling you that's my standard. So if we're texting and if I text you something that's worthy of a response, and you are not in a position emotionally, physically, or whatever other reason to respond, I'm okay with, hey, saw your message, can't respond right now, I'll hit you up later. I can respect that more than a conversation where we're having in the middle of a conversation, in the middle of me stopping cooking to respond to you.
You was cooking?
Yes. Or preparing or editing some video for my channel. If I stop and give you that time to not only take the freaking test that you sent to me, screenshot the answer.
Okay, I get it. No, I get it.
Respond to you.
I get it.
Listen to your voice note.
I get that too.
Respond individually to each text message. I'm expecting that reciprocity will take place. If I go through all that trouble of making time to respond, because I see people messaging me all the time and I selectively respond. And if I'm making time to respond to you, if you can't respond, the least you can say is, hey, see your message, can't respond right now. Or in the conversation that we were having, like, okay, I got you, full stop. But it's not like I gave you any attitude for it, because...
No, you did, and I respect
exactly, because
I do appreciate that.
We only had the conversation because I brought it up.
Yeah.
And I don't think I brought it up with any attitude or any anger.
Had to, for sure.
I gave you an attitude?
No, I'm just joking.
Exactly, I didn't give you an attitude.
Cool. You cool. You good in my book.
Yeah. Hey guys, so if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. As usual, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comments bar below. Tell me what your experience has been like if you're especially in Japan. Your dating experience in 2020, or just your experience in general. So far, it's tough out here in these streets, apparently, especially for people like me. Why are you not into that? Don't not into that.
It is tough for people like you.
So it's not tough in general? It's tough in general.
It's tougher in general, but it's tougher for people like you. I'm sorry, continue.
Anyways, guys.
I'm really coming for your neck, ain't I?
Yeah, you are. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, follow me on Instagram and follow this one over here on Instagram. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. But yeah, I didn't. My first time I wore weave was 2016.
That's around the same time you lost your virginity, right?
No.
That's a hell of a combination.
No.
Blew out my tracks and my back.